This week, costs continue to mount as the loading shovel's broken down and it may not be economically viable to fix. There's a big move of an abnormal size load, and regarding the up-and-coming court case, I prefer not to speak. If I continue to speak, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, and I don't want to be in a lot of trouble. I'm Daniel, and it's Ashville Weekly, episode 188. It's Bank Holiday Monday morning, and I've just left the yard, and I need 5 million quid from somewhere. The costs of this new yard are mounting and mounting and mounting. It needs to be done. It's the future of Ashville, and it's a game changer. But 5 million quid has got to come from somewhere. Do you know how much concrete, muck away, aggregates and construction projects you need to do to pay all your bills and have £5 million on top of that to invest in a yard? I'm looking at other options, i.e. financing it. But do you want to strap yourself up to your eyeballs even more for the foreseeable future, or do you want to take your time and plod along and make it happen as and when you can afford it? It's difficult to know what the right thing to do is. But what I do know, it will be a lot easier if people paid us the money they owe us, and I didn't need to become an astronaut to go to court cases up and down the country. New information has come to light. The company we're going to court with, I should have checked this earlier, but I checked who their non-exec directors are. So I'm going to calm myself down a little bit. In the words of a great man, if I speak, I will be in big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble. We had 10 lorries out. They went up to my friend Cash in Nuneaton, Crown Aggregates, loaded material, brought it back down and did muck away. A great bank holiday, because we at Ashville do not work in a bank, so we were making it happen. And that's it for Monday. It's Tuesday morning, I'm in the yard, and so is the train. Let's get it offloaded. We're in the tyre area and the compressor cut out. We're trying to work out why. The spark plug, when we were screwing it in, we managed to damage the tread, so it wasn't holding properly. Now we've taken it out and we can't put a new one in, so we may have to change the entire head here, what's nearly 400 quid. My townie's gonna see if he can tap it so we can get the spark plug in, get it going, change the wheels we need to do, hopefully come back to it another day, but if it doesn't work, we're gonna have to change the entire head. Tapping is basically rethreading a hole internally. So threaded items, such as bolts or screws, or in our case, a spark plug, can be inserted by rotating. We're not going fixing the compressor because we didn't have anything to tap it. So the tyre fitter's headed up to Reading to go and buy a new head. He's gonna get 3 spare spark plugs. What a day already, what a week. You saw last week we were looking at the 586 loading shovel, the Beast. Needs a new transmission. The machine has got 8,000 or 9,000 hours on it. If I spend, the machine's got to last us for at least another 4 years in tough conditions and the work environment it's in. I can't sell it because nobody could use it to work. So, this is brutal. I'm gonna call some people I know who deal with those on a day-to-day basis, and hopefully someone knows someone who refurbishes them. In the past, when we had the older trucks, we would always get the gearboxes reconditioned, but this is a loading shovel. We've never been in this position, and this is a very, very specialist bit of kit. I'm going to my meeting. So my day's taken a turn. I'm at Disney's offices with the Stormtroopers. A very exciting meeting that has completely gone against the grain on what's happened to me so far today. If you remember Building Impossible, if you haven't watched it, head to Nat Geo, and it will be on Disney Plus in a couple of months for all of you who are waiting. But a great meeting. I'm very excited at what the future holds. And today at the refurbishment project, we continue with the work. This is the last wall in the master bedroom to plaster. Working on creating staggered levels in the suspended ceiling. Once the hangers are attached to the slab, we fix the metal track system. Back in the yard, underneath the shovel, I'm looking for all the plates so I can send the information to people who may be able to refurbish it. Lee Bear have called me back. They actually have a quote. I'm not saying that it's a lot of money. I'm saying that I don't have it to give. Now this is a ZF gearbox. We need to take this out and get it to someone's workshop so they can try to fix clutch free. Oh man. You know when things aren't going your way. and all you can do is laugh, because if you don't laugh, you will definitely cry. I'm not big and awkward. It's just the stones are sharp. It's premium track ballast. It's Wednesday morning, I'm in the yard, but I'm leaving the yard to head out to the main road because I'm being told the road has been closed and none of our lorries can get in or out. When we leave the yard, if you do a left, there's a width restriction which the lorries can't drive down because there's a weak bridge, but I'm told to the right, it has been closed. Now we haven't received any notification from the council or any other body, so I need to find out what's going on here, because this now means that we cannot work at all. I'm asking about lorries.
Just go for it. I'll try and sort it out.
Oh, you're trying to sort it out?
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. He's gone down to our yard. Oh, result. Thank you. Thank you. Woo! Yeah.
Daniel?
Tone, it's all right.
Yeah.
He said just go through. They've realised what the problem is. They've sent someone down to the yard to speak to us, and they're going to try and work it out. Tell all the boys to carry on as normal, mate. Let's get the work done. Problem pops up. Dealt with, you move on to the next issue. The loading shovel, the cab may need to come off in order to get this transmission out. Some companies are saying they can refurbish it, some are saying they don't want to touch it, but there are some which say they actually need the box in front of them because they can't tell 100% until they dismantle it exactly what's wrong with it. Back onto the compressor. When we began to get into it, we found even more problems. So we have completely stripped it down. I asked for a drawing from this parts list. I've been told by my townie that we need 2, 3, 4, 7, and 12. We sent that parts list to the supplier and hopefully they have them in stock. If they do, we're gonna go and grab them and put it on so we can get this up and running, because we have tires built up over there which we can't inflate. And then when the new head comes for it, then we'll have to dismantle it again and put it together so it's 100%. But we need something at the moment to get us out of stuck. So let's see what they say. My brother, you are older than me.
But I do not look older than you. You look like you've been through the bush backwards about 7 times. You look like you've gone round in the bready mixed lorry about 20 times.
Every second in here is like torture.
That gear you used to dye your hair, what is it again? Because I couldn't remember the name of it.
What is wrong with you?
I want to get some. I think I was going to try and take a bit of the grey out of mine, put a few little black bits in it here and there, so I look nice.
My hair is not going grey. I'm just losing it. I can't be any clearer than that. You remember in RoboCop, the original one, when he took off his helmet and they called him Murphy and his hairline was way back? I'll admit it. My hairline is struggling and trying, but it is not going grey.
On a more serious note, one of my men wanted something in the office and I can't remember what it is now. Slate, granite, slate, granite or something?
Decorative grey slate. I've got grey, I've got blue, and I've got plum. Which one do you want? It's a very specialist product which has come all the way from the north of Wales. Click here to watch that video.
Click to the left if you want them. Your videos alive, Michael O'Donovan. click to the left if you want to see something sensible. Michael O'Donovan.
Do you know what that is? It's time. We ain't seen it in a while. It's time for O'Donovan Weekly.
We need O'Donovan Weekly every week. I notice your subscribers are going down.
I don't know what calculator you used or what school you went to, but they're going up.
But that's only they want to speak to me.
They want to speak, yeah, possibly.
If I get any bigger, there won't be no room for both of us in that little Jeep. Do yourself, babe. Get yourself a new car.
I'm getting a new car. I'm actually collecting it tomorrow.
Oh, right. What make of a vehicle is it? Or is this going to go on Ashville Weekly Series 103?
103 is long gone, Michael. Click here to watch our video. I would come round your house and let you see it one day, but you never invite me round for any tea. You just have me standing outside looking at your fish.
Was that man any good last night?
Yeah, I did speak to the fella you said. The trouble with that shovel is that the cab has got to come off it.
That's why you need to stick to Volvo.
Your advice long after anything has happened to correct me when you could have told me at the time, there's no point of it really, is there?
That's why I got you introduced you to Paul Fox. Because I knew he would sell you Volvos.
You introduced me to Paul Fox.
There's no disrespect to Paul, he was buying Scanias till he met me.
When I was in Sweden with you and you bought the V8 tipper, 520 brake, top of the range twin stack that you bought off Scania, did you buy it off Volvo?
Yeah.
No, you didn't, did you?
No, Volvo done the finance.
Got another call coming through. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
The time is 9:09 p.m. I'm still in the yard. I stayed behind to try and watch a video about an entrepreneur in the Caribbean, a friend of mine. Anyone who's looking to take the leap of faith to start their own business, or anyone who's doing it already, it's a great story. I find it quite inspirational. It should be out by the time you watch this 2 weeks later. The video team and myself have been struggling on this edit, trying to get it out. I stayed behind so I could watch it and make final notes so Friday could sprinkle magic on it tomorrow. Firstly, the export failed. Then we re-exported it. Then I started watching it, and as I got in and tried to make detailed notes, the file was corrupted and I couldn't do anything what I stayed here to do. I'm not complaining, as I said, in 2024, but you know you get good news and then you get bad news straight away. And thou giveth and thou taketh. You got a new yard, but it's gonna cost you 5 million quid. You got a new yard, but you got a shovel that's broke down. You got a new lorry, but one of your old lorries is damaged. The channel's doing well. You have a team of editors and a cameraman now. But now work is getting busy and I have less time to do it, and the channel is growing, and I'm trying to do both at the same time. Am I doing too much? And the light just turned off. I think, am I doing too much? And then I think, do you know what? No, I'm not. Because if I wasn't doing it, I would only be talking about doing it and saying, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. So I might as well give it the best go I can. It's really difficult to talk to people about it unless they're going through it at the same time. Sometimes you get responses, which isn't their fault. You know, sometimes people don't understand. It's not a bad thing, but they say,
can't you just get someone else to do it?
And it's very difficult to explain, like Daniel Craig told the Duke in Layer Cake, you are joking, it doesn't work like that. You may argue that I've got micromanaging issues. Personally, I feel I've improved massively, and I've handed over a lot of responsibilities to very capable people within Ashville, but there's some things that you do need to do. And there's reasons why you are you, because there are things that you can do. There are decisions that you can make. There's firefighting that you can do to push the business forward. Just because you do things within your business and there are certain things that other people can't do, that doesn't mean that you're micromanaging. Because if every single person in the business can do what you can do, then why would they be with you? You all work together because your combined strength can make something great. Who's calling me? I got a phone call now from Murhadad. It's Thursday and I'm in the yard, and for some reason today the birds are chirping extremely loudly in the trees. I am standing looking at a John Cena train, another one of those Ashville trains that was due in and isn't here, and nobody knows what happened to it, Dan. I've lost everything! A telltale sign is when you don't see the shunter, which means that everybody else knew the train wasn't coming other than Ashville. The concrete pour I told you about a few weeks back, the big one, what was going to break a record for us, it didn't happen, but it is happening today and right now. Let's see how we're getting on. This mix is a C40 concrete with a water reducing agent. The pour was for a ground floor slab of a large office building and workshop. If the shunter hasn't turned up, then he obviously knows something that we don't. It's like Superman and Lois Lane. Everybody knows it's Superman, but Lois Lane. Ugh. If the ducts are in place, I can start excavating and I can begin to do the work, even if the new electric isn't in yet. One thing to bear in mind, in that office area, the cable is run in the ground. I just sent it to you on WhatsApp. The blue one is the water, yellow for data, everything is red for what we're talking about. That was a conversation about the electrical in the new yard. Every conversation I seem to have, there's a new cost, but everything costs money. There's no version of this where it's not going to be astronomical expense. The only thing I have in the back of my mind is that we have a 50-year lease. The work I'm doing, if this was a 5 or 10-year lease, there was no way I would do it. It'd be pretty much like what we've done here, a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. I'm conscious that if I don't do the work at the start, I'll end up undoing good work in order to put it in place. So I'm gonna have to find a way to make it work. The key thing is, constantly, every single person I talk to gives me bad news or tells me that they're under pressure, and it's bad news, bad news, bad news. The key thing is to not lose your head and just try to find a solution. And you might not, how are we doing? You might not find it immediately in that second, but it may come to you later. It's going to be a record-breaking day in concrete. The 6 volleys, the material bays, and all the water tanks have finally come good. We're going to have done 250 meters in one day. Got another 100 meters on tomorrow, which isn't pulling up any trees, but it's nice and steady. So now we have a new target to work towards. I've left the yard. I'm going to the refurbishment project because I just need some space away and a little drive to have time to think. I was meant to be going to Land Rover today to collect my new Defender, which is meant to be a replacement for this, but I was having challenges with Land Rover trying to collect my vehicle. I asked if there was a time, which I asked for a very long time ago, and said could I collect at this time. Not because I'm obnoxious and not because I think that everything should go my way, just to tie in with my schedule and my diary. And if you give everyone adequate notice and they agree to it, I don't see why that should be a problem. Turns out yesterday I get an email and it's, you need to transfer this amount of money. No problem. Transfer the money, send the confirmation of the transfer. Here it is, once again confirming the time. This morning I get a call saying,
Why don't you come later?
Sorry, why would I do that?
Because we need time to check the account.
I have sent confirmation of payment. However, I understand that we do not live in a world where you can take people's word for it. And who am I? I'm anyone for you to take my word and say that if I made the transfer that I did. So I understand. What time do your accounts department get in?
10:30.
Okay, fine. Can they check it when they get in at 10:30?
No, they need 3 or 4 hours.
Do you have any idea when you could let me know?
Not sure. Maybe you collect it tomorrow.
But we agreed on a date and time.
I don't think we can make that time.
Can you let me know, please? I don't get a phone call. The time in which I asked to collect it passes. I then get an email suggesting that I paid the wrong amount and that I should now transfer more money. Firstly, I called the Land Rover dealership. Did I or did I not pay the exact amount you asked me to pay?
Yes, you did.
Why have you sent an email alluding to a point that I didn't transfer the right amount of money for whatever reason? He didn't believe that that was important and that I should send the rest of the money. He still didn't know when they could check, and they don't know when I can collect the car. For the avoidance of doubt, new cars are not life and death, and I don't feel that it should be a stressful process. Getting a new car is meant to be something you look forward to, and it's meant to be fun. And the fun is completely taken out of this, and I'm not rearranging my entire diary to work around everyone else, so I'm the only one who's paying and I'm the only one who's inconvenienced. I have asked Land Rover to refund me my money in full and keep your car. Seeing as your Land Rover, you don't need my small little money from my small little Defender. I get it. I'm not a car dealership. I'm not a car guy. I haven't bought more than 8, 9 Land Rovers in my life. I get it. I'm unimportant. You don't need me. I get it. So please do me a favor and send me back all my money, including the deposit. And that's it for Thursday. It's Friday, and it's time to collect this used site office, which will become our new concrete cube testing office. Coil Haulage have sent us a fine bit of kit. 78-ton crane to get it lifted, and a remote control rear steer trailer to maneuver on the narrow roads of London. Friday has a measure up, and it's 3.7 meters wide, which means it will not get past the wheel wash. So it needs to go through the center of the yard, through the main yard, into the rail yard, and finally into the new yard. The trailer is disconnected and the tractor unit parts alongside for the lift. This office weighs close to 8 tons. This isn't its permanent home, but for now, with all the work happening in the new yard, it will be stored here out of the way. Coil's work is finished here, and like me, they are now running. I'm heading to the £50 million house to have a look at the garden work we did, because there are a few little bits of snagging we need to do to get the job 100%. But overall, with the amount of work we did, the small bit of snagging we're going to look at is fantastic. Shows the quality of the work that the lads put in. Had a call from Land Rover and an email last night. The email last night was to say that the reason this happened was because I used a third-party finance company, and because I did that, there was a mistake in the deposit that I was paying directly to Land Rover. And I received a call from the sales manager this morning to the same effect, that basically it's my fault. My options are pay a bit more money, which I don't mind because that's how much the car cost, or if I'm not happy with what's happened thus far, you'll give me a full refund. He said yes. I don't like to make decisions when I'm not happy about something, because you're not in the right headspace and you may make the wrong decision. I'm furious! I'm going to continue with my day and think about it when I'm in a clearer headspace. And the train has arrived in the yard. Let's get it offloaded. I believe I have a solution for the loading shovel. Bazza, Welder Fabber, the gentleman that did our loading shovel bucket and made it indestructible. He is gonna assist us with the refurbishment of the transmission on the 586 loading shovel. So I spoke to my friend Foxy, and he's going to send a low loader to collect and take it up to Bazza. However, we don't want to have any journeys where we're running empty, so he's going to bring us a 1-ton dumper. Now, when we're putting out a lot of the excavators, people ask us for the dumper as well, and we are short on stock. They'll send us one down and we'll be able to put it out on hire straight away, so they didn't make the entire journey empty. They're going to come on Tuesday evening, load the shovel up, and the movement order will be in place by that point, and then on Wednesday morning, bright and early, the shovel will leave and head up to the north of the country. I did a review of this house When the work just finished, click here to watch that video. Time to make it round to the back garden. Enjoying the lovely British summertime while doing a snagging list. The tiles which are part of this snagging list, because we had additionals, we marked them up, took them away, and they are getting cut at a stone masons, cutting some nice edges on them, so when we bring them back and fit them here, we will be 100%. Seeing the way this place looked when we first got here, and the drainage and irrigation, and having a look now, and the famous concrete diving board. Click here to watch a video where we created this concrete diving board, which is a one of a kind, one of one. That means there were none before and there are none to come. That's it for the snagging. We are preparing for the trade day at MP Moran's, which is next week. In the meantime, all the other MP Moran's depots in Kenneton, Willesden, Kilburn, Iverson Road, forgive me, Moran's, if I've forgotten any of them. They've all put the foot to the throttle. Have a look at this at Moran's in Willesden. They are following what has been done at Watford, and they are promoting the concrete partnership. So hopefully we get a lot of concrete work off the back of that, and hopefully a lot of people in the construction industry who use us for aggregates and concrete will start to use MP Moran's for building materials. And that's it for Friday. Saturday, and I'm in the yard. Just having a catch up with our CFO. Once again, me asking questions and not understanding. He said,
It's great, we're profitable.
I said, well, where's the money? And he said,
It doesn't work like that, Daniel. Profitability and cash flow are not linked.
and I said, surely if we're profitable, it means we've got money. He said,
No, not necessarily.
Then we started to talk about EBITDA.
EBITDA.
And for the purposes of profitability and valuations, how we doing, Nath? And valuations, if you take out the one-off expenses that Daniel continues to make, as Donica said, deposits on trucks, deposits on kit, buying things that we need for the yard, if you take them out of the equation, then the business is profitable. And I said, well, surely you need to reinvest in the business, so therefore you're not profitable if you spend money on your kit. And I was told it doesn't work like that. So I'm trying to get my head around it. But it does remind me of something Andrew Southern said to me yesterday. Cash at bank is fact. Profit is opinion. Yes. Well, it's a busy day for a Saturday. We've got 5 tippers out working, each doing 3 loads each. Time now is 1:41. A somewhat relatively busy Saturday in the yard. How are we doing, Nate?
How you doing, Daniel?
Now, I've got to tell you, the moustache game is strong.
Yes, I know. It's going good.
You all right?
Yeah, it's all good, yeah. Sun is shining.
Sun is shining, mate.
Can't grumble.
All right, mate.
Cheers, mate.
See you in a bit. And that's it for Saturday in the yard. It's Sunday morning. Morning again. Just left the gym. Heading home to have some eggs. And it's going to be time to catch up with work to ensure I'm ready for Monday morning. The sun is calling me. It's bright outside and my car reckons it's 27 degrees. I would like to be out enjoying the day, but I have responsibilities and I need to make sure that I complete everything, because tomorrow, if there's a problem within the business and in my head I say, but the sun was shining yesterday, I'm not going to be happy with that, am I? I made a decision on the new Land Rover Defender. I will need a new car, even if it's another year, another 18 months. If I was to reorder that car with just basic inflation and how the prices of cars go up each year, I'm probably gonna end up paying 20% more for the car, roughly something like that, if I were to reorder it again at a different dealership, because I would like my specific specification. If I cut my nose off to spite my face, it's gonna cost me more money. I sent the remaining small outstanding, and I sent an email yesterday evening saying that I'd like to collect the car on Monday, to which they said straight away,
No, Tuesday.
I just let it go. Fine, whatever. We do have lorries working out today on emergency work. So there's been a landslide. We've been working on it for quite a few weeks, and there are 5 tippers out working on it. Things are beginning to pick up slowly. Having this weekend work on Saturday and Sunday, it's not an increase in revenue. It kind of tops up for the week when we're not doing as much as we were previously to try to raise the overall figure of our revenue. And that's it for Ashville Weekly, episode 188. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click down here for an Ashville video you may not have seen before, and click down here for last week's episode, which was number 187.